What up, you guys? It's your boy Angel X, aka Angel of Clips, and you know I'm bringing that juicy content. Now, today we're going to talk about takeover and how to choose the best takeover for you. Okay, I see a lot of videos talking about, oh, this is the best takeover, oh, this is better than this one, and it's really not that simple. So, I'm going to talk about three different steps you have to take in order to choose the best takeover for you. Now, the first step is your purpose. Now, I don't care what reason you have for making a build, there's always a purpose. Okay? So, say for instance, this build that I'm using in this game right now is a two-way finisher, and he's the pure red pie chart. Okay? Now, if I got the options of lock, takeover, playmaking for some reason, and slashing, now that's just like hypothetical. Why in the world would I pick slashing or playmaking? The likelihood of me slashing enough to get the takeover in the game is low. As far as playmaking, my build isn't a playmaking build at all. So why would I even choose something like that? Because you see, you might see a lot of centers choose playmaking takeover and they can't even dribble regardless. And so the way I look at it is, if I'm playing as a spot up, a badge like playmaking takeover is pointless. You're not going to get it as much as you can. Now, there's other things to take in consideration, like takeover booster, right? I'm an elite one, so I got takeover booster. So for me, getting the lockdown takeover, I get it so much faster than I did before. But there's a little while where I kind of thought the takeover was pointless because on my rebounding guard, I was smacking more threes than I was just getting a chase down block. You feel me? So you have to think about the purpose of why you made the build and how that's going to affect you, because you may pick a takeover that it looks great on paper, but in reality, you're never going to get that takeover. And so I'm kind of getting into my next point. So the second step is efficiency. Okay. Now, when I say efficiency, I'm talking about how quickly you can get that takeover. And it kind of goes into purpose, but it's a little different. So, say for instance, you make an interior finisher. I've been able to make an interior finisher that gets sharp takeover. So, even though I will be shooting with that build at some point, and like it's serving the purpose, and sharp takeover would, serve that purpose, and it could even make me a better shooter because of how it upgrades your shooting ability when you get the takeover. But hear me out. If we're talking about efficiency, man, that slash and takeover, if I made an interior finisher, I'm most likely going for oops all game. And so you get a couple oops off, you got your takeover. Bam, that quick. And the next thing you know, like, you just getting contact dunk, and they just can't stop you, even if you just hop step, catch a oop, whatever it is. The other team is just like, dang, he already got his takeover, and they aren't even halfway up the meter. So, in terms of efficiency, you have to look at those things in more detail. So, I have a pure playmaker, right? And I literally made the build for rep, because a lot of the builds that I have aren't like super rep efficient or like made just to catch oops the whole day. And so I made a pure playmaker. And even when I'm not throwing oops, I am most likely getting my teammates open. So for me, it made more sense to go with the playmaking takeover, because regardless of rep or playing against comp or just playing regularly, I'm going to get playmaking takeover fairly fast compared to a lot of other people that, I mean, they don't get it until they make the last shot of the game. And so even in this situation right there, you see JD, he just cooked up and greened a three. He isn't somebody that passes the ball. So why would he pick playmaking takeover if he never passes the ball? It's pointless. And so even if you're talking about a center, right, you may want to pick a takeover like post scoring or slashing or something else rather than glass cleaning. But hey, that glass cleaning upgrades your interior defense, your rebound, and you get rebounds no matter what happens in the game. and it'll even help you be able to get more rebounds. Because I've seen some people use glass cleaning takeover, and I mean, they utterly were abusing it and were unstoppable. Whereas some people I've seen use it and they could barely get a board. So different for everybody, but you got to just think about these things, man, about what can you actually obtain in game and like what's going to like be most effective for you. And so the third and last step slash tip is ability. So I know as the year goes on, we find more builds. You know, Uncle Demi throwing out them bangers, telling you, "Hey, make this build, yada yada yada." And sometimes there are builds that you can make where they get a little cheesy. You feel me? So a good example would be, you can make a pure green pie chart, right? And the minute you get your takeover, you'd be able to, or like if you pick a certain takeover, it would upgrade your ball handle enough to where you can speed boost. That would be something worth considering when choosing your takeover. There are builds where you can make an offensive threat like a BP build, and you may be a regular slasher, but then the minute you get takeover, you're able to get contact dunks. That's definitely something to think about, because if you do further research into it, you would know that offensive threats get plus. I mean, not offensive threats. Sorry, slashing takeover gets plus 10 in the ball handle. So then it's like, man, not only is it helping my ball handle, but I can get contact dunks. That's a no brainer. I mean, yeah, you get sharp takeover, you can shoot in people's face, but like, let's be honest, in this game, having a better ball control and being able to get contact dunks will make you a lot more glitchy and a lot more unstoppable on court. And sometimes some people are better off with the sharp takeover because, I mean, you may have like a 73 pointer, but you get that up to 80, man, it's changing your shot a little bit. It's a little easier to green it. Whatever the case is, you have to consider the attribute point upgrades and what it's actually doing for your build. So after all that, I hope you've learned that it's really not about what people say is the best takeover. It's all about what's best for you, man. You gotta decide what you're gonna be able to actually use and have fun with. Because I see a lot of people using builds in park and they never get the takeover, and they always sit there wondering why. When you got people like me that get it as much as they can. So hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the video, or any additional advice that you have maybe for other people. And then also share it with your friends, man. I'm dropping all this knowledge and these bangers, and it's free. So share it with somebody, and I hope you all have a great day. You staying safe out there, making smart decisions, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.